Welcome back. You listen to 90s music. We are back. We are back. Before we get into everything, let's do our housekeeping because people's like, hey, I don't know how to get to the Facebook group. No, make sure you go to the Facebook group. I only listen to 90s music. That's simple. Just type that in. It's in the show notes too. So you can just go down, click it. We've done everything possible. You can go to the actual page on YouTube. It actually, if you go to the bottom, it has a little hyperlink.
Yeah, it's sending you to
send you right there. It'll send you to our Instagram as well if you want to follow us there as well. So that's all there for you. So make sure you go there. Check us out all over there. Second of all, Scott is not in prison, y'all. Like,
no.
Yes, he is.
I'm not in cell block 9, man. They gave me some phone time tonight.
I know it looks like Scott like sitting with like the laptop on his like lap like Indian style, like on the top bunk. Does it not look like that, Stacey?
I wanted
The wall's just a little nicer.
Absolutely. He wanted the detention centers.
I'm live from the workhouse.
Right.
What's crazy is I didn't know they let the prisoners not get laptops, tablets. Like
they got iPhones, man. They're making TikToks.
But I'm just saying, yo, I thought prison when you posted back in the day when someone went to prison, they would get out and not understand technology. They'd get like, dang, like
what's this work? How does phone work?
Well, I think now because of that, that's why they are getting that technology. Okay. It's so that if the whole point is to rehabilitate you and put you back out into society as an amazing citizen, we can't put you out there without giving you any skills. So even maybe you back in the day, you just worked in the kitchen or something, right? So you learn how to cook or whatever there. But now you can work in the kitchen, but I want to say that I've heard about some prisons had like call centers or something, like people were literally working and doing that. You got to learn that skill.
You can cook, but you also got to learn how to send these emails.
You got to listen. Do you know how to put a call in aux?
You know how to and you know how to work Excel.
Exactly. Right. Like you done downloaded Microsoft Paint, but do you know how to go hard in it? That's the question. Can you go hard in it?
So that's the reason. Okay, that makes sense then.
That's what. That's
totally get out and not have any.
That's the logical reason. I don't know the facts, but what would make sense is that you're preparing them to be able to go back into society and be able to find a job. And because now you at least have that skill. Think of somebody that got locked up at 18 and they're in there until they're 40, right? So think about everything that's happened since we were 18 years old.
Yeah.
Right. So you come out like, you don't know about cell phones. You had a pager when you went in.
The two-way.
No cell phones, like computers. They had computers, but you didn't have a computer.
Now it's on your phone.
Now it's on your phone. So they got to learn all that stuff.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Let's dive into our topics. All right. Let me see. Where do we want to go here?
Oh, wait a minute. So everybody, I am fine. I got bad allergies because of Texas, sinus drainage, sore throat, hoarse voice. So either it's going to go out or it's going to get real deep like Barry White. We're just going to find out. It's going to be a surprise for all of us, but I feel fine. I'm drinking some tea. This really is tea. I made a Starbucks medicine ball, make them at home. So we good. And if I start sweating, it's because I'm drinking hot ass tea.
The tea working.
Like I'm actually sweating now and I'm like, crap. But it
means it's working. It means it's pulling that out of you.
Right. It's hot as hell. So that's why I'm sip. But we're good. Let's roll. Let's talk about this dumb shit.
All right. So our favorite guy is back, and he is not only he's past triple down, he is in the quadruple down now, where he has come up with Fatherhood Fridays. That is Brian McKnight.
I'm Brian McKnight. Welcome to the first episode of Fatherhood Fridays. I'm so excited to share with you my story of fatherhood and also highlight other fathers out there who are exceptional examples of what a great father should be. I wanted to have a guest today, but as you can see, I'm here by myself, so I guess he wasn't man enough to have a conversation about fatherhood. I'm still waiting, Rick. Now, I'm not here to throw any shade on anyone or to live in the past in any way. I've addressed all of that. Fatherhood Fridays is about how when you do things the right way, with God on your side, with the person he made for you, the happiness and joy you feel will be greater than anything you could have ever imagined. My wife Leilani and I have been together over a decade and married for almost 7 years. Naturally, I became Julia and Jack's father with the blessing of their biological father, and we became a family. What is a part of her is a part of me also. I have my own personal father-daughter and father-son relationships with them, and as
Hold on, I want to continue this. Hold on, I have another clip. I want to continue this. There's a little bit more.
I have the privilege of loving them, molding them, guiding them, and nurturing them alongside their mom, and bringing them to adulthood, frankly, has been one of the greatest pleasures of my life. At dinner one night recently, I asked them both, why in this world where it seems like children want to do anything but listen to their parents, why they respect and love me so much? I asked them, was it the cars or the trips all over the world, or was it maybe the homes we live in? And you want to know what they both said? They said, because you're my dad, and all we want to do is make you proud. Notice, it's not you're my stepdad, it's just dad. Julia graduated with honors, getting her master's at Emory, and is in her residency on her way to becoming an anesthesiologist. And Jack is in his senior year at Colorado, graduating with 2 degrees. Will be headed to law school next fall. And now that Junior is here, they're so excited to see him grow up the same way that they did. See, he's the one that ties us all together. Because of him, we are.
All right.
Them kids ain't even black.
There's a lot of little random things.
Unpack.
Yeah. From what I've seen, now the first I didn't realize what he did here until listening to this the second time. He upgraded his kids because I don't think his kids is doing as well as these other kids are. I'm talking about like education wise and like what they're doing. And he swapped out because he was real quick, like, yeah, she's gonna be
traded him in.
And I don't know if his other kids are as
the real kids.
Yeah, real kids.
But so his first set of kids.
Yeah,
the real kids.
First set and the second set. First set, the boys were music artists. Yeah. They were touring with him. Yeah. I don't know what his daughter was doing, but I mean, so you come from a musical family. Everybody in your family is musical. Your children were musical. They were doing music. So now you with this non-rhythm having white woman, and you got these kids that you brought in.
I think she might be Hawaiian. Let's try Polynesian or something. She's not white, I don't think.
She's
Polynesian. Let's go Polynesian, Pacific Islander. Let's go to Pacific Islander.
She is a pineapple white, and with that, but with that though, like it's these are just regular kids. I mean, again, not to say that somebody's regular kid can't be talented, but they just went to school, right? So the fact that he's like, oh, is it the cars? Is it this? Is that other? I mean, did they go on scholarship or did you pay? Because if you pay for me to go somewhere, I can go anywhere. I could have gone anywhere to school. Money is what holds you back. So it's like it's just so weird. And somebody on Instagram called it Fatherless Fridays. But it's just it's unnerving. It's like, really? And the people in the comments that were defending him and were like, bruh, I get it. And I know his ex-wife is like, I'm so happy.
Nigga. She like this nigga.
This motherfucker. I know that she is just so happy to be out. Period. Like because who knows when he got like this? Was he always like this, or did he ended up? Some people grow into ridiculousness.
I wonder, like, all right, since he doesn't fuck with the original kids, His first set, the real kid.
He don't fuck with part one. He don't
I
fuck with
wonder
part
if
one.
anybody like in his family, like his mother, father, aunts, and uncles, still have a relationship with him.
That's a good question. I would hope so. Like again, that family is huge.
Yeah, like Take Six.
Like it takes is all of them. So like I said, on one of the albums, he says that he has 27 first cousins.
Damn.
So right. He was so like it's the album that I always talk about with his son singing with him. And when his sons come out, he introduces them, he says, he was like, me, my son, my 27 first cousins, his whole family, and I'm so happy to be able to bring my sons into this. And he don't even like I always say it bothers me so much that he doesn't fuck with his because of, like I said, I was a fan, and it's the if niggas don't have shit, they got the audacity, and it is the audacity. It's who is your audience?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
that was my question. Yes.
Who is your audience? Who are these people that you're talking to? Who is Rick that wasn't made?
Oh, it was Ricky Smiling. Ricky Smiling.
Hey, that's what I was guessing too. Ricky
Smiling.
I didn't know if it was Ricky Smiley, if it was Rick Fox. So
No,
I didn't
Ricky
know.
Smiley.
Oh, Ricky Bell.
No, it's Ricky Smiley because remember Ricky Smiley went in on him.
Yeah.
In his radio show about him or whatever. And I guess they were supposed to do this together.
And then because Ricky Smiley just lost a son last year, a couple years ago.
Yeah. And I want to say Ricky he's raised children that were not biologically his. Because he always says father is his father does. So Ricky probably ain't show up because he ain't want to cuss him out. Because
McKnight's so much of a sucker, man, because it's I have a flip situation that I personally went through. My uncle, his two kids disowned him after his parents got divorced, and he went to remarry someone else, but then they stopped talking to him everything for like 10, 11, 12, 13 years or whatnot for some dumb shit, like some shit they mama put in him, and they admitted it. He passes away in November of this past year. Damn. They never got to talk to their dad, never got to shoot that shit together with him, all over some bullshit. And it was like the flip side of this. What I'm saying is because when I went to the funeral, the other kids from his new wife's kids, how they talked about him, that's how I know my uncle is. You know what I mean? Like, right. And they were talking about him in the way but he never was out there on some Brian McKnight Fatherhood Fridays type vibe. You know what I'm saying? But he was married. This other woman had moved down to Texas and took these other kids on in. But he wanted to be around the kids. He would be like, yo, and he would try to have me hit him up on Facebook, and I would do all kind of different stuff. And, so it hurts to see Brian McKnight be just full on bullshit. And his real dads out there trying to be around their kids or be fathers to their kids in his fucked up situations, And he's intentionally doing it because he's an asshole. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't care what y'all are saying in the comments about whatever. I don't care. You are a parent. You are not.
What are you trying to prove? Like what? Like who's your audience? What are you trying to prove? You're trying to prove to us that you're right for disowning your other children. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to prove your case. And literally, with the exception of your children trying to kill you, or like literally doing something that was just something that's just unforgivable, right? And I ain't even talking about your kids stole from you, right? Like, maybe you had a crackhead kid and they stole the TV or something like that. Their mamas and daddies still love those kids. You just can't stay here no more, right? But the fact that you don't want to talk to them at all, you don't want any relationship, and you're trying to convince us that this makes sense. They don't.
He be trying to convince us with Jesus. Trying to put, who God made for you.
Let me tell you something about my father, the Lord Jesus. He told me that he would never leave, and hasn't. So why he trying to?
I don't know if we talked about this before, though, Stacey. And this is something that I don't understand. This is something you're the only woman on our show, obviously. How is it that women tolerate being with a nigga? And I'm saying nigga in the highest form of nigga, a nigga like this that you know he's treating his other kids like this. What you think he'll do to you and your kids if you fall out of favor with him? You know what I mean? Or just in general, he does a bad. Like it's just why is how do women get caught up in that from your perspective?
Oh, it's because I'm different.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I'm different. That's it. I'm different. So, what happened? Those other relationships, those 6 other baby mamas. I'm not them. I'm different than they are, and he's going to treat me and my baby differently than you did those other ones. Then there's also the part of we don't know what these niggas tell these women. Right? So there's that part, right? So there's one of she feels like, oh, I'm different. It's not gonna be like that with me or whatever, right? I already know his other baby mama, she wasn't on nothing. I'm a whole CNA and I'm working, so and so that's one. The other one is, again, we don't know what these niggas are telling these women. So that's why I always say, before you get mad at the girl, find out what was said to her. Because even when people be like, oh, he was married, niggas will tell you that they are in the midst of a divorce. That we just got to sign. We just waiting on the papers to get, we just waiting to for blah, 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 blah. And whole time the nigga is still living there. And we in the same house, we in different rooms. No, you're not. So it's the who knows what he has said or what he said to her before in regards to the kids. And then as things continue to blow up, and it looks like from what I'm seeing, he is absolutely the head of that household. And because of that, and with her, again, I don't know this woman at all. I know nothing about her.
She's a doctor.
But like I can just tell that he's the head of the household. So she's following his lead. So if he said, oh, my other kids, this is what happened with them, and I'm taking them out my will. If anything, guess what? You just got an extra chunk instead of your kids. And the fact that you just had a new baby, guess what?
You secure.
You're secure. So, I mean, there's various things. And then some women just love the dude and can't and don't think about he's not seeing his children. Right? Like I think I haven't had a lot of boyfriends that had kids, but all the ones that I had that had kids, they were in their son's lives. Like it was like one kid, but they were in that child's life. They were significantly in that child's life, right? Even though him and them, like mama didn't get along or whatever, right? But I never have dealt with someone, and thankfully that didn't fuck with their kids, or I don't know any men who don't fuck with their kids. And I always question men who are friends with guys who don't fuck with their kids. Like you and your homeboys' kids, y'all supposed to be kicking it together. And like that's the goal, right? Is that you and your homeboy, like, nah, both of y'all got kids, they kick it together, and then they gonna be best friends. Everybody gonna grow up together. And you got a homeboy who's got kids that he won't go talk to. And not because the mama won't let him see him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so ridiculous, it's so confusing. But yeah, Brian McKnight. Why?
What you got on this, Scott?
I was just watching that Martin episode when he proposed to Gina, and then I was like, damn, man.
And how did we get here?
He had slaps.
No, like he's got a lot of slappers too. A lot. Like double digits. Like
it's just sad, man. Don't talk to them kids, man. All you need is a conversation. Just don't talk to them.
He doesn't have to be an asshole to them in public. That's my thing. Like it'd be different if he was an asshole to them in private. It's the whole thing of putting them on Front Street and being an asshole.
I want to see if he go on Club Shay Shay with it.
Ooh, that'd actually be funny.
He probably gonna go on there. You got Cat to start the year. He gonna go on there to end the year.
On Friday, Fatherhood Fridays.
Yeah, he gonna go like right before Christmas.
Look, Shannon don't need no extra publicity right now.
No.
Yeah.
It's mine. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, he's fine right now. So we're gonna give a rest in peace to the great Frankie Beverly of Frankie Beverly and Mays and James Earl Jones. And then I guess do we Rich Homie Quan as well? But I mean, some people in the group was upset saying that why we mentioning him in the same thing of these other two people. But
so I don't have a connection with Frankie Beverly. We've talked about that before, but my mother loves him. So everybody knows Stacey don't wake up before 9 o'clock. Don't call me before 9. I woke up that day to a text message from a friend, 7:40. Best friend Brandon, 8 something. My mama, 8:35, called. Girl, Frankie Beverly gone and you ain't called and told me nothing. I was asleep. She's like, well, your younger sister called me early this morning and told me, well, why are you calling me?
But she had to work.
Right. Okay. I don't have to be at work yet. I was asleep. And so just know my mama's not doing okay. Pray for Brenda. And that's that. But yeah, I mean, he made that. Frankie Beverly and Mays made some amazing music that is very important to the Black community.
Cookout music.
Yep.
Can't have a cookout without a Frankie Beverly song. Any of them.
And low key, you know, Beyonce benefited off of remaking that as well as them on her remake of Before I Let You Go. Yeah. It benefited both people. It benefited them to kind of, even though people do, and I want it was starting to maybe lose its luster of like that's the song you play at the end of the night when you at the club. Yeah, but the Beyonce brought it back into the light for a little bit younger of a crowd that didn't know about that part of the club life where that was part of your evening when you heard them play that. I was like, oh, let me go get my tab ready. Yeah, I ain't got it yet.
I always call Beyonce version like the HBCU version.
It is.
And like, I don't like her version of it. I don't
either. But I'm just saying like the energy of
it. I don't. And but before I let go, that was the end of the nightclub song. And like I said, with me not growing up hearing it, I remember just being in the club and that would come on. I'd be like, what the hell is this song that y'all play every time it's time to go? And everybody would be like, it'd be so in. I'd be like, all right, well, let me go ahead and go to ballet. Because obviously it's time for me to go. But again, just didn't have a connection to the song. But even with me not having a connection, I don't like Beyonce's version. But I mean, and before somebody say something, I still, y'all know there are Beyonce songs I love. I don't like that one.
They be like, Stacey a hater.
That's it, immediately. I'll stay away. That's because you just hate Beyonce. I don't hate Beyonce. I don't like that song.
And that's okay.
That's it. I just don't like that song.
Okay to not like stuff.
It's okay to not like stuff. Whether it's a song or it's a whole artist. I don't dislike the artist. Just don't like this song. She has plenty of other songs that I love. That ain't it. This ain't Texas.
Right. Then James Earl Jones passing away as well at 91, 92 years old. Stacey, what you roll your eyes for here?
It's not an eye roll. It's a I didn't know that I was supposed to hate James Earl Jones. Nobody told me.
Yeah, I found that out.
I didn't know.
That's been out there, and that was weak sauce to do that.
I had never, ever, ever heard that he did not, that he felt.
What's up, y'all? This is RVS.
This is ROD, aka Rated R.
And we are the We Coming For You cast. And we talk about pro wrestling from a black dude's perspective. Tell them what they can expect on this here podcast.
Oh, we gonna give you all the raw and dirty and everything black from AEW, WWE, Impact Wrestling, and any other wrestling in between. If you want your wrestling unfiltered, uncensored, and you want it raw, you need to subscribe to the We Come For You cast.
Right here on SOLC Network.
About black women. I had never heard that ever in life. So and I started seeing people after he passed, I started seeing people make little posts or little sub like posts, not really saying anything, but like, oh, he ain't like black women. I'm like, what where's that coming from? Like, and then somebody sends me the link. I watched this video of this interview from the 60s. There's a lot to unpack. And that,
I agree. And can we not do it on the day he died, though? That was my whole thing. It's like, can the man at least had it one day he died?
I think it was people immediately were like, oh, well, he ain't like black women, no way. And it was like, wait, what happened? And then, oh yeah, him, Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, ain't none of them like black women. And then when I finally Google it, I'm like, oh shit. Like, but who knew to Google James Earl Jones don't like black women? I've never thought to Google that. So I need to Google what black celebrity men don't like black women.
But then I flip it all the time. And if you look at that time, even their counterparts, black women, had white men too, though. So it's like, I don't understand. It's Diane Carroll, Dorothy Dandridge.
Then the Al Pacinos had the black wives.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
I haven't done the research, but now that makes me wonder, because you mentioned like Eartha Kitt, like Diane Carroll, they all end up with white men. And that makes me wonder which came first. I
think it's just them all just being in that upper crust of people and you just kind of around different sets of people kicking.
It could have been. I don't know. I really do wonder that. Like now I'm wondering, like, did they get the disrespect first from these black men, and then they were like, and then the white dude was like, hey, they were like, okay, what's up?
I think like having a white person back then is like equivalent to like having a Maybach and a Rolls Royce now.
100%.
Oh, there was definitely a status symbol of it, and even in the interview with him,
you had to be able to protect it though. You couldn't just be no dude named Really Earl that lived in Kansas City. Yeah. You had to be like somebody and be able to protect it, because you might die though if you didn't have like something to protect you with it, like these other actresses and actors. You had to be able to protect it.
Like in the interview, he says that, and again,
I can play it. I got a clip of it if you want me to play.
Oh, go ahead and do it, because what he says about black women, there's a truth there, but he doesn't dig into it to explain why it is the way that it is. So go for it.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I got it.
Do black men marry white women because of the nature of black women? I know in some of our earlier conversations you mentioned that the black women you've met have been uptight. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'll answer the one question. What do I mean by uptight? Going toward a more militant attitude about their own identity. And in many ways are way ahead of the black man, because I don't know why, but in many ways are replacing the black man. There's a whole, there's an almost unfeminine aspect of the black militant woman.
Do you find that some black women you've known out of your personal experience blame the black man for what happened to them in slavery even today?
Of course. If the black man, regardless of the causes, failed to protect her, left her in a position where she had to sell herself or bargain with her body and so on. Yes, she had there's resentment about that, but it's very complex now. You see, I think in another generation you'll get a whole crop uptight about their position in society. There are many, because I'm generalizing now, many are overreacting against Aunt Jemima, the Aunt Jemima image, the submissive Mother Earth type, unselfish, all-giving, especially all-giving to the white man, sexually and in the kitchen and every other way. And she's also overreacting against the problem of having to be the breadwinner, the matriarch of the house, The myth of the black matriarch is really a myth, because she is not. It wasn't her choice. Many black women, I'm sure, once they found this job had a certain social and political dignity to it, relished it and wielded the rolling pen, like any minority group mama would do. But no matter how much she might relish it, it wasn't her choice to begin with. She would always have preferred the black male to have run the house, to have saved her from white rapists, white slave owners,
Why did you marry Jim? But first, do you know what Jim means by the uptightness of black women?
Oh, yes.
You've been in the theater.
Well, I've felt it. I've sensed it with almost
You on mute?
The fact that he had Emily Grace on there talking about, I felt the resentment. I felt it, and thank you for cutting it off.
It was like
Thank you for cutting it off. It was like pretty much until she started speaking, it was like, okay, just be quiet, and then here she comes. It's like, ma'am.
We just wanted to know how y'all fell in love.
Right, exactly. We just want to know if y'all met at the party.
How you meet this nigga?
Yup, exactly.
Right. I'm gonna let y'all talk because I have a lot of.
It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack with that.
Yeah,
I do feel that we are. I mean, I guess legacy don't mean shit no more. In many ways, when I'm thinking about it, but we're like tarnishing someone's legacy, but we still want to play R. Kelly music. You know what I mean? Like he said that statement back in the '68, but everybody up in arms on his demanding day he died. But we'll fight you over playing a Step in the Name of Love at a wedding. So it's like it's the priorities here make no sense. James Earl Jones, yes, he made those comments and all that, but we don't know that was literally
60 years ago.
More than 60 years ago. I mean, about 60 years ago. What was his mind state then? What has he been through? We don't know. And he's done a whole bunch of different stuff that's great as a black man. So, and R. Kelly ain't did shit for you, but you willing to be upset about him. And some people I just realized, especially the younger folks, no disrespect to y'all, but y'all just be mad.
They want to find stuff to argue about.
Just mad. Y'all don't remember how cool it was to see James Earl Jones and Conan the Barbarian killing all these white folks in a fantasy movie. Y'all don't remember them feelings. Y'all remember the feeling of when seeing Coming to America when it first came out.
Let them wait.
You like, this is amazing. This is my dad. I wish I had him as a dad. Like,
they don't know about him being the old man that had the beast and Sandlot.
Exactly. Like, yeah, man. I mean, he could be brought up for any just transcriptancies that he's had in his past. But damn, on the day he died, that's kind of petty to me.
Dang. Since he died, is Morgan Freeman the last old nigga left?
No, I mean, does Danny Glover count?
Yeah, I forgot about Danny Glover.
Danny Glover is in there. Because, I mean, really, it's only Danny.
Icy gone. Sidney gone.
Lou Gossett gone.
Yeah, we just lost them.
Dang. It is only, and really, and low key, I don't even think Danny Glover is that old. I just think we think he's that old, to be honest.
Yeah, he just look old. I think he like 70 something.
I'm thinking about it now.
Because he was like our age when he was doing legal.
Right. So he's 78.
Which is funny as shit. That nigga was 30, like was 40 and like, I'm done with this shit. Danny Glover is 78.
Okay.
Okay, he up there.
So niggas is old as shit.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson, he right there. He just actor.
Yeah. So
Morgan Freeman's 87, so it's 8. So he's the oldest leading statesman now, I believe, is Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
So here's my thing with legacies. There is a reality of, for every great person that people admire, there are people who are not going to feel that way because of what that person did to them or something about their character, right? So think of it this way. On a smaller level, in your family, there could be somebody that passes away and everybody is like, oh my God, I can't believe he gone, blah, blah. But there may be somebody who doesn't react that way because they're not that sad. And they're not that sad because of something, right? Again, I won't say what, I don't know, but something, right? So you can have an amazing life and do all these great things, but there are some things that people just can't forgive and won't let go of. And we talked about this in the chat with it's the selective outrage, right? Like I said, why is Brian McKnight unable to tour, right? He can't sell any tickets, but people will still play Step in the Name of Love. Like it took years and years and years of trying to convince people that R. Kelly had done something wrong. And then even with him going to trial and with surviving, with all of those things, there's still people who will be like, them girls knew what they was doing.
They made their choice.
Right, the little young girls was fast. So, but Brian McKnight, because it's with his children, we are more equipped to tolerate sexual and physical abuse in a Black household than we are to have a father abandon his family. And that's the difference. R. Kelly keeps getting passes from people, even women who have been victims of abuse give him a pass. But there are people who will never give Brian McKnight a pass for disowning his children, because in the Black community, a man not taking care of his kids is like that. That's that line draw, right? You can deal drugs, you can be a killer, for real nigga, all of that. Be in the streets, doesn't matter. You taking care of your kids though? Mm-hmm. Even if you was that grandpa at the funeral, you find out it was two families, one on each side of town.
He took care of everybody, though, right?
He took care of both families. So I'm saying, so it's like he didn't, and you give him that pass, you find out you had a sister for the past 30 years, but he was taking care of both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So with legacies, it becomes difficult because what you want your legacy to be and what it ends up being are can be two different things. And like I said, with him even talking, like I said, this was in the 60s. So we got to think about what the 60s looks like in America. Right? And then he's talking about Black women becoming more militant, right? Yeah, it's the fucking 60s, right? So we are fighting Jim Crow. We're fighting for our rights. Black women could not even vote until 1965. So we are fighting for our rights to just be human. And yeah, there may be some militance that comes with that, or him saying that the Black matriarch is a myth because she didn't want that role. He's not wrong. No, there's a lot of truth of what he said. And even with him talking about slavery and how women had to become, I don't want to say more masculine, but we had to take a more dominant role in the household because of that. But he brings it up, but doesn't dig deep into it, right? Like, it's like, yeah, you can bring up like, because of slavery. Well, what about it though? So it's like, yeah, you're upset, or you feel that the Black women are more militant, or that they're more, uptight. And because, again, this is the end of the 60s, and we are trying to, it's not even about being equal. It's like we're just trying to be human. We're trying to be recognized as being human. And rather than you, and again, it appears you understand that, but I like Emily Grace over here. Like, you know what? Like, Shannon, Carol was all right. She's okay, but she's been growing that hair out into an afro. Don't know about that. Don't know. She's talking about she don't want to eat pork no more. Don't know. Can't fuck with it.
Wearing these dashikis every day.
Wearing these dashikis and everything like that, and talking about free breakfast programs and all of that, and she wants to read.
And the thing that's interesting, I don't know if some of the younger people don't realize, or even people don't realize, that was a small portion of the population that was super militant of Black people. Like that was only like 5 to 10% of folks was really doing. The cats that started only started rocking fros after it became cool. But like originally, it was only the Panthers and those people that were, on the front lines. Everybody wasn't down with the Panthers. I know that's probably people's in their premonition in their mind. No. That's why he was able to take them out. It was only like 500 of them cats nationwide.
Right.
Yeah, them niggas had to go to school.
Yeah.
Moms wasn't playing that. They probably thought the Panthers was a game. Like a you ain't finna go to no Panther party.
Oh, you think you finna party? Oh, we finna send you all the way to Connecticut. You go party, all right.
Oh, you want to party? I got to party that homework.
You finna get into this draft.
I was the old mama that found a flyer that he might not have been a Black Panther. They was just giving him out in the corner. He just got one, and he had it on his desk. And Big Mama came in there and was like, the Black Panther party. What party you think you going to? Oh, they partied in the daytime at 3:00? Oh no,
it was a day party.
Right. She didn't even know about day party.
Right. You better party in them dishes. Go party that homework.
Mama wasn't gonna go. Oh no, we know you wasn't going.
We know you wouldn't go.
All right. Next up, we may have a Boys to Men reunion.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing tonight? It's so good to see all of you, trust me. And like they said, God is good. You see I'm walking, right? God is amazing. There'll be another day that we'll all be on the stage together, trust me. It's coming. And I love these guys, man. And I love you guys. God bless you.
See? This is Sean on my game. And we're Boys to Men. That's all you need to hear. That's right.
I mean, I'm with it. Good to see the gang back together.
Wait a minute. Our intern, Lil Saint, asked, how does Mike's voice not hurt after all these years? Because he's a natural baritone. Like, that's it. Like, it doesn't hurt to talk low for him.
That's just where he at.
That's just where that's just natural him.
So I don't think this reunion is really going to happen, though.
Every year, Boys to Men comes up with a different reason why Mike left the group.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, first his back was hurting. He wanted to be.
It was his back hurting,
and then it was over him wanting more money, and
he wanted, like, every year there's a new reason as to why Mike is no longer with the group. So when he comes out there and he's like, y'all see I'm walking, God is amazing, God is amazing. So all right, well, if the reason was he couldn't walk, he walking now.
That still ain't happening though.
I think
they've been used to splitting it 3 ways for a long time.
Crazy. They've been a 3-man group longer than they've been together, but he was still on all the slaps before they broke up. Or before he left the group.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, who's gonna give up their money? Because my bills are set up for me and my family off the 3-man cut.
Yeah.
I'm just saying economically. Maybe you could do some spot dates with us. You can't get this Vegas money.
You can do Philly with us.
You can do Rochester, New York with us.
It's gonna be spot dates. It's not gonna be there's an award show we gonna get with them.
Okay. But that's nobody getting paid, so they ain't. That's no.
We gonna get an award.
We'll see him at the Soul Train Award.
I was just gonna say the Soul Train Award.
That's in November, right at the end of the year.
Yep.
Soul Train, or we gotta wait till the Grammys. But if they wait till the Grammys, they're gonna do a tour.
And they just came off tour with Robin Thicke.
So I'm saying if they, I feel like if they performed at the Grammys or something like that, like something big like that,
it'll give us the boost to be able to justify Mike, you not getting a fourth, because now we got
kind of like that's that test, right? That test run. Like, okay, is this gonna work or what we doing? And then they'll probably doing a tour or something.
Do they still have a residency out in Vegas?
Yeah,
that's where they were. Yep.
Hey, they gonna send them on tour with his sons. Here, tour with one more and them. See how they open up for them.
Hey, look.
Hey, low key, them little dudes be singing though too.
Listen, like all of his kids, the daughter too, like all of them.
Yeah, them all his kids. Yeah.
All of them. Like the daughter it's just insane. Like, why would all of y'all be able to sing? Like, what? Excuse me? Like, what the hell? Like, ain't no way everybody can sing. Even with the Jackson family, it's some that ain't, that ain't got the talent.
Yeah,
but hey,
we'll see. If this is gonna ever happen. No, I mean, Stacey brought up a good point. It could happen doing another tour. I just don't think he'll get in on that Vegas money. That's what I was kind of looking at.
No, that's not happening.
No, that's it.
No.
Speaking of
they not making an addendum to it. No.
Yeah.
No, that you don't.
Y'all see about the Tony said they not.
That's another group, man.
And I was geeked to see them back together.
I knew it was only going to be so long because low-key, Raphael Sadiq hates everybody else's guts in that group. I figured it out. If you just listen to interviews, I don't say he hates his guts, because Dwayne is his brother, obviously. I mean, so he just don't like the way they move for whatever reason, or they don't like the way he moves. And I can see it being the opposite way too, because Raphael be like, I only feel like doing 5 cities, but we got 20 cities booked. I feel like doing 5. Y'all let me know what cities y'all want me to be in. Actually, I'll let y'all know. But I do not like Tony going out there, letting people think that Raphael Sadiq is coming out with Tony, and confusing folks.
Yeah, I'd be pissed because I want to see all.
It happened to me at Ballpark Village. I'll never forget. They even on the radio, like, yeah, Raphael's gonna be there. I was like, oh, Raphael's gonna be there. I was like, I knew in my mind. I was like, I'm a Raphael Sadiq fan. I've never heard of this ever happening. And why in St. Louis with the reunion?
And then why Ballpark Village?
Why? Yeah, I was like, all right. But my lady was like, all right, no, I heard it too. I'm like, all right, man, all right. So we get there. I see a bald head dude with a star tattooed on the side of his head. And I was like, you goddamn it.
You're singing on Raphael parts.
Yep. And I'm like, ain't this about a bitch?
I was just going to say, was it Birdman? No. That nigga bald-headed nigga with a star on his head.
No, not a big star like that. You talking about
he just on the side.
Just like a little small little joint like up, because I was up close to the stage. It wasn't that big where I could see it far away. That's funny. You thought it like Birdman stuff. No, not that big. Not that big. Since we're mentioning Birdman, let's talk about the Kendrick Lamar Stacey, you exhausted from this conversation, I'm assuming, right?
Perception versus reality that's my thesis.
My question is, if it's your job right now, Stacey, I'm not saying that they're gonna work in marketing, doing social media things, but let's say in this world you have to hire someone, or Scott, you have to hire someone that's working under you or working with you to get this project done. But if they don't do it right, you may get fired, or it's all on you because you the one that brought them in. Would you pick Lil Wayne for that position?
No, man, him and that cup gotta go.
That's my bottom line.
Him and that cup.
Because people are like, do it for the culture. I was like, okay. And what you know what'll happen is
he already got a history of not showing up to rehearsal.
Exactly. And he'll do it for the culture. He'll come out there half leaned, half drunk, like he was at the WrestleMania, slurring his words where they had to cut him off in the middle of his performance. And then people will be laughing like, oh, that's funny. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. And that ain't what the Super Bowl halftime show needs to be.
We don't need
and everybody be like, oh, dang, that's messed up how Wayne was acting. But y'all wanted it for the culture, supposedly for the culture.
Yeah, send that nigga to the All-Star.
Go ahead, Stacey.
It's perception versus reality. So what everyone has decided is that because Jay-Z runs the NFL halftime show, right? That's his job, is that he's in charge of everything NFL halftime show, right? So because Jay-Z is in charge of the NFL halftime show, he decided that he was going to pick Kendrick Lamar because he likes Kendrick. Now, he likes Lil Wayne, but Lil Wayne's artist is Drake, and Drake and Kendrick are beefing. And because of that, Jay-Z said, I'm just going to say, fuck it. I don't care that Lil Wayne's from New Orleans. I don't care that he said that he wanted to do it. I don't care that he said that he is working on new music so that he can be here. I'm just going to pick Kendrick. Fuck it. Because I can. That is not what the fuck happens. Period. At all. It wasn't how Rihanna was chosen. It wasn't how, when they were in LA, how that was happening. The NFL sends a list of artists to the whole city. The whole city looks at the list of artists and decides who they want, and then they give it back to the NFL for approval. So there was a list. New Orleans got it. New Orleans said, we don't want Lil Wayne, but we'll take Kendrick.
Because you got the Louisiana Festival, I think, November.
The Hot Boys reunion.
Why would they want to have it twice? Why would the city want it twice?
Wayne doesn't have stadium music. Stadium music, basically.
Yeah.
And most of them, if he does, they features.
And that's the key. Ding, ding, ding. You answered the questions right there. That's why all these Negroes is mad, because they thought they was gonna be a part of Lil Wayne and Friends. Yeah. That's your answer right there. You just said it right there, Scott. Because they're features, so you gotta bring who? The person that song it is.
Yeah, you gotta bring Khaled and all them.
Lil Wayne was not getting the Super Bowl. Period. Like, even if he didn't have a drug problem, he wasn't getting the Super Bowl. Even with Dre and Snoop and 50 Cent and Eminem and all of them, you had to bring all of them together. You couldn't just pick Dre. You couldn't just have Snoop. You could probably do Snoop now because he's America's, uncle now.
America's sweetheart.
But Lil Wayne was never going to be able to have that whole halftime show to himself. That just was never going to happen. And I know that the rap community is going to be upset at that. It's the Super Bowl. They got mad at Janet Jackson's nipple. You think they would let blonde-haired Lil Wayne on that stage? And blonde-haired Lil Wayne don't even remember the lyrics that black-haired dread Lil Wayne did. He don't even remember.
I got Wheezy F Baby, and the F is for phenomenal.
It wasn't going to happen. Could he be a part of it?
Yeah, you can do the pregame.
Yeah, he can do something. I mean, look, it's Super Bowl, and now our Super Bowl halftime show, Lil Wayne. I like him long hair, thick, red, bone. No, but
don't forget the second part. What's the second part of that we can't put on national TV?
Yep. Open up her legs. You can't even make that family.
You can't even say now a Millie. He probably could have played around with that.
Or 6 foot, 7 foot.
Yep, exactly. So there are some songs maybe that he could have played around with, but no. Now,
how long do you get? 20 minutes? Is it 15 or 20
no,
minutes?
It's 8 to 13 minutes.
Ah, 13 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, 8 to 13 minutes. Like they just do so much in that time. But Lil Wayne wasn't getting it. That's just it. And Kendrick, I don't think Kendrick is doing it by himself, is he?
They haven't said.
I don't think
it's just Kendrick.
Like he's.
But they haven't said anything though. People are like jumping out the window.
I don't think that
and it's gonna be Black History Month. Kendrick gonna put on the show. You already know he's gonna come out to all right. It's Grambling and Southern on that.
But I still don't think that he's gonna have the whole show to himself either, though. Like, there's got to be some more people that are.
He gonna bring SZA out. They gonna do that Black Panther song.
Yeah, some people have to come out.
From Black Panther soundtrack.
Highlight of all of this.
Now, if you really want to shit on Drake, he bring out Rihanna and Beyonce.
They can do Loyalty. He can do Loyalty
and then Beyonce for Freedom, and just be like, "Yo, this you could never do this, Drake."
It's gonna be a political a type thing, yeah. Well, the election will be over by then.
Like the highlight of all of this is that this decision had Jay Electronica tweeting. I'll say this: Jay Electronica.
5% gibberish going on in there, and a lot of NOI gibberish that people may not understand and know in there. But his points were salient, though. The main one was like, y'all be talking real slick about all these black men, but y'all don't talk bad about them white folks at all. That was what I got as the full theory.
You don't say shit about me. That's exactly it. He said, you don't say shit about Jimmy Iovine. You don't say shit about Leo Cohn. So, like I said, yeah, there's a lot to dig through, but his points were valid. Y'all mad at Jay for the last, for this Super Bowl, and he hasn't been in charge all this time. And it's like all these other white men who are over these companies who have been, I mean, we know what they do, but we're not mad at them. But you're mad at Jay. And again, and that's unfounded because you're mad at him for a decision that he's a part of a committee.
But remember, they was mad at Jay for taking that job.
Yeah.
Remember when
they always mad at him.
I ain't gonna front. I had a kind of tepid thing with him taking it at first.
Yeah.
I think that's because of Colin Kaepernick. I think because at that time. So and we were. I think as overall, everybody was like. What's this?
Like Jay out here cooning.
I didn't say all that. But this is another thing that I thought about. Hey, baby, wasn't you just shooting at Lil Wayne about over 10 years ago? But now you defending him? I'm just asking questions. Just asking questions. Don't you owe that man some money still? Just asking questions. But now you all about putting it on Gladys.
Miss Gladys,
you gonna make sure something happen. You put it on Gladys.
When you say Miss Gladys.
Yeah, whatever, baby. Ain't nobody. Look, man, baby is an abomination, and we've let this man proliferate hip hop for this long. I'm sorry. I am sorry. And I know people may get mad when I say this, and Stacey, you said later on people be mad, but hey, baby is horrible for rap music. Every up and down. He's not good for it. He's like Suge Knight of the South. If you look at his track record, he's maybe worse.
podcast, we definitely discuss healing. We discuss aspects of psychology. We discuss you becoming the best you, mental wellness,
for sure,
health.
femininity, parenthood, dating,
Definitely
as
dating.
single parents. And it's from a lens of two psychologists,
Yeah.
So,
but also two people who grew up with both parents, married parents, and then you all know that Chloe and I are the youngest of our crews, her siblings and my siblings. So it's from that perspective.
Yeah, looking at life through that lens.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a whole lot of things from us. From us being women, going through life as parents, and all of these awesome attributes. But yes, womanology, the study of women.
The study of women.
It should have been fuck nobody out their contracts, did he? He was just
I mean, first of all, he pledged up grad school pledges blood at 40. I didn't even know you could do that. That you could pledge grad school blood at 40 years of age. Then he's literally taking money from almost every one of his artists. Every one of them.
Hey, I saw the tweet. Somebody said, where he didn't have Twitter when Drake was getting dragged.
Him and Nicki. They said him and Nicki.
That's what they said. And real shit, they was quiet as fuck. Very quiet.
Now, Kendrick performing in your turf.
But I think that they didn't come at Kendrick directly is because even though this may sound weird, I think Jay was an easier target than Kendrick
because he
works for them and you stay you instead of take because if you came at Kendrick he wouldn't give a fuck and then he got a song out by you at 9:00 at night and then now you're embarrassed for a whole week and a half. But Jay ain't gonna really come back at you. He doing the corporate stuff. He doing whatever. Baby think he really gonna be in corporate meetings. Ain't no Procter & Gamble thinking about, what? You know who we needed in this meeting? Birdman. Get Birdman in here with us at Procter & Gamble. Hey, Nike. You know who we thought? Where's Birdman at? We forgot Baby. We need him in on this meeting, in this corporate meeting. None of that stuff. Baby is only about raping other artists. He ain't doing no other corporate stuff but taking money from other artists.
He had that meeting with Luggs.
I would say Luggs. Call Luggs and get him out of there.
Is Luggs even still alive as a company?
Luggs was popping for 1 year in high school.
Oh, they got an official website. Their website's still up.
Then they started making tennis shoes.
So they started in 93. They still going on right now. Okay.
I mean,
somebody.
Now hold on. So the Birdman 10th anniversary.
They only sell them at Burlington.
With 2014, they released the 10th anniversary of the Birdman signature lugs by releasing the new Birdman shoe, low and mid top, and that was in 2014. So maybe Birdman is in those meetings. He's in those lugs meetings. I'm sorry, Birdman. I didn't understand your corporate capabilities. But my thing is that he could talk all that street shit to Jay because Jay not playing that street shit no more. Is my point overall.
Yeah, it's corporate time.
Yeah, you can say it's on Gladys and we gonna get it together and make sure it's right. Okay, let me see what you gonna do. What you gonna do?
These the corporate
what you gonna do physically, but what you gonna do corporately? Because that's what this game is now.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about fighting in the French Quarter. We talking about what you gonna do. You claim you gonna do something. What you gonna do, baby?
Yeah, no. we pussy.
Yeah, we pussy.
Tell Miss Gladys that.
Man, if my grandma was, not my grandma, but my grandma would say it too. But I don't know if she got it from what's the Robert Townsend movie? His first movie,
Hollywood
Shuffle. But before I was signed to Birdman, it's always work at the post office. Or on top of that, if Birdman wanted to sign me, it's got to be other labels that want to sign me. I ain't got to sign to Birdman. It ain't worth it. Yeah. There's a lot of labels like that. It's not just Birdman, but still. Let me get off my soapbox. I'm sorry, y'all. I know all the cash money fans scattered around the country that feel Lil Wayne.
let Wayne do the Bayou Classic and just chill out.
Nigga, he is Essence Fest.
Oh, yeah. I just had Essence Fest. And he was mad about that.
Why nobody ain't trying to bump for Turk? They just did him dirty at the Essence Fest. Nobody was sitting out here talking about
that's
them.
That's why Wayne didn't perform with him. Because he was like, Turk ain't here, I ain't doing
right, but I'm talking about Baby. I'm talking about Baby himself. I'm talking about acting like, man. And Nicki Minaj, she just wanted to make sure she get up on stage. That was what she was about. She was like, Starships was calling for it at that show.
And the crazy thing is, Nicki might have fucked her chance. She probably could have an opportunity for a future Super Bowl.
I mean, well, that's enough. I think Nicki's messing her own career up. That's a whole nother topic in itself. But yeah, that is just people, folks, just like Stacey said, it's just chill, man. Like, we don't know what the show gonna look like, nothing like that. And don't be masking y'all Drake haters too. One more thing. Y'all Drake fans, don't be masking this as part of your agenda on the back end. Man, why Wayne ain't performing? Knowing you, the only reason you're doing this because Kendrick is performing. You had to find some proxy to be able to use it with Lil Wayne. Knowing you ain't cared about Lil Wayne in 10, 12 years.
Wayne just found out it was a beef. He found out like a month later. He was like, oh shit, they beefing.
Nick, what did I say? That nigga don't even remember his old shit. Like, I've seen interviews where they say his lyrics and he'd be like, damn, I said that?
Then you want him performing.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
He's like, I said, what song was that? It was on your last album. Oh,
she'll come up there doing all mixtape shit. Yeah, Wayne, you got slaps, but not slaps for primetime TV.
Yeah.
And with sponsors, you got Pepsi, Doritos, and who does it? Apple Music? They do the whole halftime.
Yeah, they took over from Pepsi. Pepsi used to do it.
Pepsi. Now it's what? Apple.
Apple Music. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Did y'all watch the VMAs last night? I just found out about it.
I just found out. I didn't know.
I thought
they came on Sundays. We old, man. We old now. We don't even know.
I saw a clip of LL performing. I thought it was like a throwback clip of a former VMAs performance.
Legit. The reason I found out was because DraftKings posted a clip of Flavor Flav giving Jordan Childs a bronze clock because he told her he was going to get her a clock. So when I saw that, it was like, oh, and I'm reading the comments. I'm like, oh, when was this? Oh, at the VMAs last night.
The VMAs?
What? Like, when?
I haven't been watching TV, but still, we was sitting.
Like, you, even with me not watching TV like that, right? I mean, I don't watch MTV no damn way, but I always still knew when it was coming home.
Wait a minute.
So I didn't hear shit. Like I didn't, but there's also so much other stuff happening right now that it just kind of got lost in the news cycle.
I didn't see nothing about it.
Like
this got me thinking that this may be a backseat to the BET Awards now because they be promoting the BET.
Yeah, like I said, I also sincerely feel like right now is it's a horrible time to try to get anything on the air because you had the debate was Tuesday, right? So yeah, the debate was Tuesday. And then, I mean, even leading up to that, like, there's just so much other shit that's going on.
Football season.
And even football season is starting. As a member of the Divine Nine, I get emails every day, all day about calls, about voter registration. You need to go here. You need to be there. You need to register to this, blah, blah. So you're like, that's what my news feed looks like. My news feed is people talking about voting. It's people talking about the debate. It's talking about just everything in the world, but fucking the MTV Music Awards. Like who? I mean, like it's I'm amazed that I had no clue that it was going on, that it was even coming up. Like, I didn't even know that.
I didn't know.
Not one clue.
But then again, I haven't watched it in maybe about 5 years.
Yeah, I definitely haven't watched it straight through. Like, I'll DVR it and then go back and watch pieces that I know.
Like, the last one I mainly remember is when Kanye interrupted Taylor Swift. That's my last VMA moment that I can remember. Cause he came drunk with Amber Rose.
That one with the
with the Hennessy.
No, when he came, when he performed "Runaway."
Okay,
that was a great performance on that stage.
That's with the red suit.
Yep.
Yeah,
and it
was
like
he premiered it then too, right?
Yeah, like it had just come out, so like, and like, so it was great because let's have a toast for the assholes and the douchebags, and it's like that's what we thought of him at the time. So it was like it just worked. And then I want to say, is that the night that he won that award? No, I think it was a different night that he won, that when Taylor presented him with whatever award.
So it was 2011 VMAs.
I don't.
That's when he interrupted. That was after that.
No, he interrupted her before, but I'm saying when she presented the award to him.
Oh.
I don't remember what year that was.
Okay, so it might be 2010 because 2011 they performed Otis. So yeah, it was 2010 that he performed Runaway.
Okay, yeah, because Watch the Throne was after.
Yeah, in 2011 is Watch the Throne.
Yeah,
and they performed Otis.
That's right, because I remember watching all the videos for My Beautiful Dark Twisted. And I just remember where I was, like in my apartment, and I remember what apartment it was. Yeah. So that's 2010. That's right.
Hey, I remember that big ass Michael Jackson float.
Like, yeah, there was so much marketing for that album. He did a really amazing fucking job of marketing for that album.
Man, they let Ella do 7 songs last night?
Yeah. I got the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Damn. I didn't realize they let him do that many songs. Shit.
Yeah, the VMAs they're dead to me. They've been dead for a long time. Like, it's like I said, one day you look up and you realize that you don't know who anybody is. Like, I don't know who the hell are all these people.
I don't know nothing, man. They were like, man, watch the Emmys or the Golden Globes.
Nigga, like, I was watch the Oscars. At least I know who these actors are. But yeah, with one, like I said, and to our wonderful intern, Lil Billy, I'm telling you, one day you're gonna turn on the TV and not recognize anybody that is on that screen. And
it comes fast too, like out of nowhere.
It comes fast because you say to yourself, "I'm never gonna not be hip. I'm always gonna know what's going on." And one day you turn on the TV and you're like, "Who the hell are these people?" And they do what? And she sings.
Is she platinum?
You'll be like, that's Billy Ray daughter?
Right. And so you see the group every once in a while, I'll post and be like, who is that? What she do? Like, it comes fast. One day you just don't know who anybody is. And then you got to ask your younger friends.
And if they don't know, you just gotta Google it.
And then they don't know, you just gotta Google it. But you have to have a younger friend that you trust that won't make fun of you for not knowing.
Exactly. There you go.
That person is. Like, that's it. Because like, I don't know who the hell. Like, who? And what now? I don't know.
All right.
I don't know these songs. I don't know these people.
Next up, Diddy Watch is back.
Uh-oh. He in these streets.
Don Richards has filed suit. Against Diddy for SA and abuse and a whole bunch of other different things. She was a member of Danity Kane, if you don't know, and the group Dirty Money with Kalina. Which the Dirty Money album was actually decent.
That Last Train to Paris.
Last Train to Paris. Yep. Stacey's our Stacey Ken. I'm trying to help spare her by putting the details out there for her, but you can go for it.
So just know that I hate that this happened and I lost my voice. Okay, because this is deep. It's a little deep for me. So first off, when it was like, oh, Don Richards has sued Diddy, Stacey thought about Don Robinson. From In Vogue. Listen, because when you typed it, you was like, oh yeah, Don, and I'm like, oh shit, Don. And so in my mind, I'm thinking of Don Robinson from In Vogue, and I am ready for the story. Okay, I want to know what happened. But then it's like, oh wait, no, Don Richard. Oh no. So now, not to say that I wasn't. Yeah. To be clear, if either of the women, I would still feel the same way. But again, I thought it was Don Robinson versus Danny Kane. So, Diddy was sued federal court Tuesday by Don, who is alleging that he groped, assaulted, and imprisoned her and threatened her life when she tried to intervene in defense of his then girlfriend, Cassie. She also alleges in the lawsuit that she is owed several $1 million in unpaid wages from her time with Danny Kane and another group founded by Combs, which Dirty Money. She is requesting a jury by trial. All right. Her attorney, Lisa Bloom, said in a statement on Wednesday that we will not rest until we achieve full and complete justice for Dawn in this case. Now, this is why I'm mad and my voice is leaving, because Lisa Bloom, everyone that is listening, I need you to Google who Lisa Bloom is. Lisa Bloom is an attorney. Lisa Bloom was known for advising Harvey Weinstein during leading up to some of the sexual assault allegations. She also offered to represent some of the women who accused Donald Trump of sexual assault. So the thing is,
also she's the one that got Tierra Marie jammed up with 50 Cent.
Right. So the thing is with Lisa Bloom, her background.
Give people a frame of reference on the hood side of the game.
Right. So with Lisa Bloom, her background had been helping victims versus her, and then all of a sudden she's with Harvey Weinstein.
She's an ambulance chaser now.
But once the big allegation against Harvey, like the shit that shut him down, when that came out, that's when she withdrew from his from being his person. But anyhow, so that's the background on this person who is representing Dawn. As I said before, Cassie had an amazing legal team who knew, that wasn't new to this. Lisa Bloom is not new to this. I don't know. She's used to having celebrity clientele, high profile people. I don't know what she'll do for Dawn. I don't know how that'll work. So, but anyhow, back to the lecture at hand. The suit was filed U.S. District Court of Southern New York, and joins all of the other lawsuits that he had. All those lawsuits are filed under the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Law, which allows people to file lawsuits after the statute of limitations is over with. Now, the thing is what Dawn is accusing him of. So Dawn says that she felt empowered after Cassie came forward. Hours after Cassie had filed her suit, her and some other Danny Kane members, they all, went online to support her. But Dawn says she witnessed Sean Diddy Combs brutally beat Cassie on numerous occasions. The abuse included striking her with his hands and with objects, slapping her, punching her, throwing items at her, the lawsuit alleges. And whenever Cassie attempted to stand up, then Don said that he would strike her or wrap his hands around her throat and choke her. On one occasion, Don said that she witnessed Diddy throw a scalding pan of eggs at Cassie. before dragging her up a flight of stairs while he cussed and screamed. She said that Diddy told her afterwards, if you say anything, there will be consequences. And the people end up missing is what. So she, and that left her feeling terrified. I just want to go back to hitting somebody with a pan of eggs. As somebody who loves eggs, and it's
like a waste, right?
To have a scalding pan of eggs and throw them at somebody.
Yeah, eggs expensive.
Okay, eggs ain't cheap, and you threw eggs at her. That is just some shit to do. Like that's one of those. You had to already have been cooking eggs, and in the midst of an argument, that's what you had in your hand, because no one gets up to go make eggs to go throw at somebody. Period. Even with old girl with Al Green and the hot grit. Well, actually, didn't she go down to make the grits?
Yeah, I think she made them because he was laying down.
Right, I think she got up to go make the grits, and then come back and throw them on. So again, well, maybe he did get up to go make eggs and throw at her, but I just feel like of all the things that you could throw at somebody, eggs wouldn't be the thing that I would go do. But anywho, long story short, like I said, she's asking for money that is owed to her. And she also names Harvey Pierre, longtime president of the record label and various record labels as defendants. She alleges that she is owed $3.3 million in unpaid wages, salaries, and royalties from her time with Daddy Kane, and $1.5 million in unpaid compensation from Diddy, Dirty Money. So, she also stated that during auditions for Making the Band, he spoke to females contestants in a hostile, condescending manner, calling them fat, ugly, bitches, and hoes, and we knew that. Like we knew that.
Some of it. We saw the G-rated version on MTV.
Right, like we already knew that. So, but the money that she is owed, this goes back to Audrey, who told us last year.
Yep.
When they got that offer to get their money, to get their masters, Audrey said, fuck that. No, it's a small amount of money. I'm not going to get everything, and I'm not signing that damn NDA. And I hope that the other girls don't do it either. That's what she said. So I don't know if Dawn took whatever she got last year, right? We are going to assume that she did not, because she's filing this suit. Because if she would have signed the NDA, that would act like I don't want to say it would have prevented her from filing this lawsuit, because I don't know specifically what is stated in that NDA. But if it, whatever it said, I mean, if she would have had to break the NDA or whatever she had to go through, hopefully her attorneys, guided her on that. As I stated, she said that she felt empowered after Cassie came out. What did I say when she came out? I said the door has been opened. If I rolled the footage, I said Cassie opened up the door, and more women are going to start walking through that door. Everybody was like, well, she's settled. Don't worry about her settling. She opened the door for people to walk through it. And this is what's happening now. And I said, it's not going to end well. It's like he had a nice Thanksgiving.
Look, no. He been peeking his head out lately. That's why
he peeked his head out a little bit, but I said because it started getting quiet. It started getting quiet.
Cool to come back out. He hanging out.
Right.
Yeah, so he can't stay low. Yeah, he can't stay low for shit.
Can't stay low for shit.
He can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Bad boy 99, take that. So it's like I said, so Dawn won her money, and I do hope that they are able to go to trial. Like I would like to see that rather than it being settled out of court. Like the fact that he would have to stand there in the courtroom and They probably would. They wouldn't let
He
him
could try to
testify.
settle that though. He could still try to settle that.
He's gonna. I mean, he can try. You can always try to settle. You don't have to accept the settlement.
Yeah.
But what happens? And I think I've talked about this before. And then even with bringing up Lisa Bloom again, there's another white woman that's an attorney, and I can't think of her name right now, and that's gonna drive me crazy. But with a lot of these people, these women who were victimized by these high-profile men, when they go to make a report or to sue or whatever, they literally, their attorneys, because they're usually just regular people, right? They can't afford some whole team. Their attorney will tell them, you won't be able to win this case because it's your word against his, and he has so many attorneys that he can just keep you going. You can't afford to continue to fight this, so you should just settle. And these women, they were usually younger women and trying to be actresses, probably waiting tables during the day and going to auditions at night, all of that. So you tell me, yes, this thing happened to me with him. I can't fight it, but you'll give me $250,000 to settle. And they get that $250,000. And I mean, there's some women who end up using it for therapy or to be able to move out of the state or whatever. But that $250,000 ain't shit.
Nah.
It ain't, it's not at all. So, and there's so many women who have settled who wish they didn't, because it's I settled, I have this money, fine. That doesn't take away what happened to me. Again, I can it's paying for my therapy bills. That's what the money is for. So, like I said, Cassie settled, and look, she has moved on with her life. We ain't heard from her since. We hadn't heard from her before, and then she left. And now with Dawn, I just hope, I hope justice is served, whatever that means.
Yeah,
whatever that means, I hope that's what happens.
Diddy just need to stay. Can he just stay low for 3-4 years? Just do that, man.
He can't stay low for 3 days.
Right, exactly.
3 years? Oh no.
Come on, man.
Him staying low, that's like prison.
Nigga. And J-Lo single again? He out here.
Dang, they saying dang.
What'd you say?
I said not he out here though, because J-Lo back out the street. She back with A-Rod, they saying.
Yeah, I heard she back with A-Rod.
Right.
That's right, girl. Go to your old niggas. Keep that number low. It's a redo. Keep that body count low. All right, you just got to revisit. And also the other part about the spin the block is, I know what he does in this bedroom versus I got to go find some new nigga and hope for the best. I know what this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over here, see what they talking about over here.
All right, next up, Caron Wheeler from Soul to Soul. We talk about, go to different older stories. They talk about how it's different songs were built. And Caron Wheeler discusses how Back to Life was about her trying to commit suicide from Soul to Soul.
Back to Life came about from my own pain, and I nearly died. I'll just do a brief version of it. I nearly died and literally came back to life, and I was mad because where I'd gone in between that was so wonderful. It was so wonderful, but I basically didn't pass over at that point. And so I wrote about being back to life, and I was mad. I was like, why do you want me here? However do you want me? What do you need from me? You know, I was talking to my creator, but it sounds like a party song on the record because of the way we put it together. No one would know it came from pain and suffering on my part, but I guess the creator wanted me to go through something like that so that I could tell the story in a way that people could enjoy it and keep it around forever. And, you know, that's how Back to Life came about, so.
All right. What y'all think?
She was making them dark club records way before Future.
Yeah. Look, it puts a whole different flip on Belly then if that's what's going on.
Yeah. It's crazy. I remember when that song came out. I was probably like what, 6 or 7, maybe 7 or 8.
It was a big song.
Yeah.
Like Soda Soul hit, they hit. And really, they took up where loose ends fell off at. That's really what they did.
Yeah. Because I thought that's what it was. I thought,
yep.
Yeah, let's see that. They got that New Jack sound now.
Yep. They got a New Jack sound now.
I was trying to say, I think I remember hearing it on Fresh Prince. It's a scene with him dancing to it.
Yeah.
Like it might have been like one of the first episodes. Like,
yeah.
Wait a minute. I'm right. No, it's the first episode, and he's in his room and he's putting up the poster.
Yeah.
And basically on every beat he's stapling the wall. And if it's not that song, it's a different song. But that scene is right. That scene happens.
Yeah, because he's decorating his room.
Yeah.
Yeah, putting the posters on the wall.
Yeah, it's ill to think about. Like, wow, like you literally, the song is so dark now. Like, why? How did this is? And then a part of me being like, man, do people just be making up stuff too though? After like some years, just to kind of like throw people off. I'm not saying, Caron, that you were, but I'm talking about like all these different stories that come out. Like, man, I was actually talking about my dog Tony. You're like, yo, dog Tony. So you waited 40 years and let us know that it was about your dog Tony on this song?
But I love my dog.
You know,
some special times.
Like I remember a long time there was that urban legend with the song from Genesis in the air tonight, where it was supposed to have been a real story about Phil Collins seeing a guy drowning and saving like a kid and like drowning or whatever. And then there was another one supposed to be about his friend's addiction or whatever and seeing them fall off. And really, it's just about him and his wife going through a divorce.
And it wasn't no damn boat. It ain't nobody drive away. It's people make up shit. Just like, the electric slide is about a vibrator. No, it's not.
The sex toy. And what's the Queen song? What another one Bites Gus is him going out committing murders.
Is that what they were saying?
So somebody trying to explain that to me. I was like, let me go.
No, I mean, hell, if anything, Bohemian Rhapsody is where he actually said he killed a man. Like that. He actually says, Mama, I just killed a man. Put a gun against his head, pull the trigger, now he's dead. So there was no, you don't have to use your imagination. He literally says it. Like, you don't have to, we don't have to come back later. I wonder what he meant by that when he said that he put a gun and he was dead. What did that mean? It meant what he said. That's what it meant.
Crazy, because I introduced my son to Slick Rick this week.
Okay.
Storytelling hip hop. He was like, hey Dad, play this song. Some Froggy Fresh. I'm like, man, look, we don't listen to some Slick Rick. We not listen to no Froggy Fresh.
I'm tired of this in the car.
YouTube. I don't listen to no YouTube songs.
What do you think?
He liked it. I just gave him Play a Children's Story.
Yep.
So I did that. We listened to Renee today. Lost. I've just been playing all storytelling songs.
That's
so he already know Good Day and Miss Jackson, Outkast stuff. So we just transitioning into stuff.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. All right, our last topic. We are revisiting albums. This one, Stacy, this will be the first time she's actually listened to this album fully. You all can have your shocks, all these different things in the comments below. And for those on audio that may not be paying attention to what we're going to review, we are going to review Notorious Big's 1994 classic.
30 years.
Ready to Die. 30 years now. Like it's 30th anniversary. So, and I know Diddy's real mad that he can't be outside for it. So,
you can't celebrate the 30 years.
Celebrate it. Nope. So Stacey has never listened to this album ever fully. So what are your overall thoughts before we go track by
It was
track?
the first time. So let me back up and explain why I've never listened to this album, right? So I've talked about it before. I hate Juicy. I've never liked Juicy. I never liked that song. So when it came out, there was nothing that said to me, you should go buy this album. And, back then, a single is what made you go get the album, right? So the video for Juicy nor the song made me want, and even to this day, even when Juicy came on, when I was listening in the car, I was like, it took everything in me not to hit skip to go to the next one. So I ended up never listening to the album. Like there were the singles that I liked, but I just never listened to the whole album. Life After Death, I bought that immediately. And I've listened to that a million times. I just never listened to Ready to Die. And then it finally got to a point where I was afraid to listen to it because I'm like, some albums are albums of that time. And if you didn't hear it then, it may not, connect with you now or whatever. So that was my fear. And I'm like, oh, what if I hate this shit listening to it? And I put it on. And so overall, I'll say this. I'm very happy for the singles that were dropped.
Wow.
And again, so this is, let me also explain. This was me listening today in the car as I was sitting, like driving through Dallas rush hour traffic. It was going to take me an hour to get back home. And it was like, well, let me hit play because I'm sitting here and I can really listen. Like I said, I prefer Life After Death to Ready to Die. I know a lot of people consider this a classic. What I think the Source gave it 4.5 mics or something back then. I'm happy for his singles, like the One More Chance and Big Papa. Those were those songs definitely. I think helped me. Well, and also I think probably his beef with Tupac is what made me go get Life After Death. But I have no regrets with Life After Death. But this was, it's not that I hate that. I'm sorry.
No, look, I'm going to totally disagree with you.
I'm going to be so mad. I know what it is. I also say this was one listen. This was just one listen. I have not listened more than once. This is me just in the car listening straight through. And then also, just straight through, good. And the intro threw me off.
That's one of my favorite intros.
In 2024, an intro with Diddy huffing and puffing and saying, I can see the head.
Oh.
It didn't age well, yes.
Yeah.
So that's me. And again, that's me in the car in Dallas on 75 trying to head north. And I hear, I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, okay, this is a birth. Okay. And I hear Diddy's voice. And then it was almost there. Just keep pushing.
Curtis Mayfield playing.
And then I can see the head. And I'm like, this is funny as fuck. And I had luckily, I think I grabbed my phone to make a voice memo to remind myself about that so I wouldn't forget. But it was very boom bap for me. It was so New York.
That's why I love it.
Oh my God. That's what I want to tell you. It was so
that brought New York back.
Yep. Oh my God. It was so New York. I'm just listening to the beats and I'm like, yup, this is so New York. And it was like, who the hell produced this? Who were the producers on this?
Easy Mo B.
It's funny that the songs that I like are the ones that were produced by Chucky Thompson versus the ones that I wasn't a fan of weren't produced by him. So, you can go track by track because I like.
We already talked about the intro. Things didn't change. I love Things Done Changed, though, man. That's what I love. You was like back in the days.
It sounded very 1987 hip hop. Like it was for me, it was very boom.
And I wonder with your critique of this, would you have felt differently if you had a Walkman walking around and hanging out listening to this then?
So that's the other part. Like I said, some things are a piece of that time. If I'd have listened to this in 94, how would I have felt about it?
Right.
Versus how I'm listening to it now. So I had to, like, again, going in absolutely with open mind. Like I said, I love Life After Death. And I like songs that are on this album. So why would I dislike the album? Right. So again, I don't dislike it, but I definitely prefer Life After Death. But things have changed. The message of the song or what he was stating, perfect. It's fine. I fully understood what he was talking about, how shit just ain't what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be this way, and now shit crazy.
What about you, Scott? What do you think about things didn't change?
Things that change, I like it as a strong, like, first, not single, but first song, because to me, like, with the album, it was like, it told a story. It was like a New York story, because to me, this was kind of like, I was like in 6th grade when it came out. So this is like when I'm really starting to listen to lyrics. I'm not just listening to it for the, for the beats and the hook.
Mm-hmm.
But the Biggie album, the first one, it was probably maybe the second album where I started checking for lyrics behind the Chronic.
Ooh.
And Doggy. Well, I'm gonna make that third behind Doggy Style. Because I didn't know who Nas was.
Right, no.
I wasn't checking for Nas, but I knew Biggie because I was seeing his videos more. And I was like, damn, man, this fat dude, he all right. I'm like, because I didn't know if he was from New York or Mississippi, because they had said from the Mississippi down to the East Coast. I'm like, damn, this nigga from Mississippi.
He looked like a big Mississippi bred nigga. Like,
and there's claims out there that he stole his style from somebody.
I just
heard that too.
Give Me the Loot, which was technically, I believe, was supposed to be or Machine Gun Funk was supposed to be the first single originally.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't make that a single.
Give Me the Loot is okay. Like, it's cool. Like,
it's like a cool New York party.
Yeah.
A New York anthem party song. Get your Timbs, get your jean jackets,
But Machine Gun Funk, though, I love the way it come in.
But,
and it just go hard,
This was, to me, like, the first East Coast album I listened to that had, like, the Tribe albums had samples, but the first, like, hardcore rapper rapping over, like, them 70s samples.
I agree.
West Coast stuff, over some G-Funk beats almost.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And I think with the Tribe albums, some of the samples weren't immediately recognizable. Mm-hmm. Versus with Biggie, like, I mean, you recognize between the right? Isley Brothers, that.
Juicy.
Right. So like with Tribe, it's one of those, if you knew, you knew.
Yeah, Tribe was trying to sneak it in. They ain't want to get hit.
Right, like if you knew, you knew. Or just later on you realize, like, oh, wait a minute, that's that. But with Biggie's, it was just extremely noticeable. Like, we knew.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, girl.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
I'm gone.
And he do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
We knew where Juicy came from. We knew where Big Papa came from. So all of that. So it just. What was the song? We just did Machine Gun Funk. Warning. I knew that song.
The video, yeah. It was
the video.
Single, yeah.
I knew
it was just something about Biggie flowing on there, like especially like that song.
The details.
Yeah, the detail.
5:46 in the morning.
The crack of dawn, and I'm yawning. Let the cold out my eye.
So, but to me, the album changes when you get to Warning, because for me, the intro, second, the Things and Change, Give Me the Loop, Machine Gun Funk, that sound versus when Warning comes on, I'm like, I'll say this: if this would have been my first time listening, I mean, like really not know nothing, it'd have been like, is this the same thing? Is this the same album? Because it was so like, it's almost like it doesn't belong there. It does, but it doesn't. It for me, the beat doesn't match the other beats on the album. So to me, some of the more New York beats were lackluster for me compared to the other ones. So like the ones that had the samples, or like I said, the ones that were done.
I don't know, Stacey. Easy Mo B is he's a classic producer. Like
I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm not saying
he produced Me Against the World too.
So that's what I'm, like, again, not saying that he's bad.
But I'm just saying, I think it's because you did not listen to it at the time. Because you like Me Against the World, right?
Yeah, I love it.
And most of that this same producer produced most of that album.
But what I'm saying is that just think about the beats from Things and Change, Give Me the Loot, Machine Gun Funk, and then Warning. Warning comes out like it's almost like completely different, like that it does compared to the other songs. And then even when you get to even with Big Papa, like it's just, or even with Juicy, like those, I feel like there's a reason those were the singles, is because of like the production on them. The other songs, definitely you had to pay more attention to the lyrical content, because New York niggas have shown us plenty of times they don't give a fuck about beats at all. We don't care about this beat. I want you to hear what I'm saying, okay? But it's like I said, lyrically, I have nothing bad to say about the lyrics at all. There's nothing I'm bad to say about the lyrics. The beats weren't. It was too New York. It was too early 90s New York for me.
And that's kind of like when New York style changed, like when the Wu-Tangs and the Biggies came out, because it wasn't like the Big Daddies and the LLs no more. Niggas wearing Timbs and
they kicking it.
They wearing Timbs in the middle of July.
It's pretty much like fucking Dog Pound went up there and knocked them towels down. And niggas had to come out hard and make something. So like I said, like lyrically, I have no issues whatsoever with anything that's on the album.
Warning though, remember like this how, so do y'all know in the original Warning video they cut it when it first, so the original Warning video at first, if you saw it on the box like the first week or two, it showed the whole thing of him shooting at them and everything. After a couple of weeks, they stopped him. He said, when he said, hold on, they stopped the video there. But before, you can see it where he with the dogs, everything, and he's shooting at them and everything with the red beam lights.
So it's a red dot on your eye.
Yeah, they had that in the video before, but they took it out.
I was saying like twice, and then I ain't see it no more.
Right, didn't see it no more. They stopped it at hold on, somebody coming. I'm like, oh shoot, they ain't got that no more. Damn. I love the Warning, man. Ready to Die, the title track. I like I'm ready to die. It's this whole thing is a depressing lyrical thing of a street hustler, though. That's what this album is, though. It's the street hustler's depression.
Because
it is. It's literally that journey from birth until death, and then literally birth, going through being ready to die, and then even ending with suicidal thoughts. Like it's absolutely that roller coaster ride of life. Right? Again, like I said, from getting him just from being born to him being like, nigga, we finna stick up a train, nigga. Yes. We finna rob these niggas. That's exactly what we about to do. My mama don't give me no money. So we out here. Also, wait a minute. Real quick, going back to the intro. The woman that's in the intro that I guess is the mom, Is that supposed to be Valletta? Because I was waiting on the accent.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm like, is that? I'm like, because I would assume that is him Biggie being born. The argument between the man and the woman
Valletta didn't show up in the studio
and his daddy.
That's somebody random. It's somebody random playing Valletta.
What'd you say?
Somebody random playing Valletta. She ain't show up in no studio. She didn't like this boy was doing his album.
That's what I'm saying. Like, one, I know that wasn't Valletta, but if it was supposed to be her, I couldn't find a bitch with a Jamaican accent.
Oh, them Jamaicans in New York.
Look, some of them hadn't even heard her voice because she ain't letting none of them in the house. So how did they hear her voice? Because they none of them met Valletta. That's
she barely wanted to be in the Juicy video.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So who was gonna find out how Valletta sounded? You was gonna go by there, Stacey? Like, hey, Miss Valletta, can you talk for me a little bit? I'm supposed to be doing you on the first track on Biggie's album.
Look, simply all he had to say was, "My mama got a Jamaican accent," and just walk outside and find another bitch that's got a Jamaican accent. You're in New York. That's the easiest place to find someone with a West Caribbean accent.
And it's so crazy going back to Warner. He go into his Jamaican accent when he said, "When I exploded a load on you, asshole."
Which is
fuck around and get hardcore.
which is and I hate that people can do that because I can't do a Jamaican accent.
Me neither.
I can't. Well, I mean, like for me, it's because I grew up with a Jamaican man in the house. I can't do it. Like, there are certain words that he used to say that I can do, but I cannot. I don't even.
Your grandfather have a heavy Jamaican accent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my, yeah. Like, it was no one understood. Like, my sister and I, we always said, like, we were the only people who understood him. My grandma never knew what the hell he was saying, and would say to him, "I don't know what the hell you're saying." And me or D would be like, "He said blah 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 blah," because for us, his voice is all we had known, so it was easy to understand him. My grandma, they met when she was 50, and she a black woman from Paducah, Kentucky.
Oh, I thought they was married for
no, they met. They met on a cruise ship. After her first husband had passed away, she was in her 50s. Her and her homegirls started going on cruises because that's what you do. And she met my grandfather on the cruise because he was working on the ship. And he approached her. She said, "No, thank you." And Jamaican men are persistent.
We saw how Stella got her groove back.
Right. That's the story of how Rosalie got her groove back. So that was, I want to say, let's say they met in 76 and were married by 77, a year later. And he moved to St. Louis. He was living in Miami. He's born in Kingston, Jamaica, lived there, was living in Miami, working on a cruise ship, and then moved to St. Louis. And I have pictures of him during the first winter that he was there with a coat on and everything, and having to deal with snow. Because, from Jamaica to Miami, you don't.
Oh man, I know that blizzard of '82 fucked them up.
And my grandmother, who was a nurse, my mom will tell you, they were sending ambulances out to pick up the nurses to take them to work during that storm of '82. So, what's funny is, as we're talking about this storm of '82, because in January we'll talk about it again because it's going to happen. But I'm thinking about our intern Billy Joe and wondering if he's ever heard about the blizzard of '82, because the reality is his grandmother would probably be the one that would tell that story.
Yeah, maybe his mother.
Like I said, I could be his mom. I'm old enough to be his mother.
Maybe
so,
his mother. I don't know.
I'm old enough to be his mom. So even if, because I talk about it, but I mean, I was a newborn. I was an infant, and I just know the story because it gets told so much.
I was conceived in it.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? So there was a lot that was happening around that time. So that's what I need. I need our intern to ask your parentals about the blizzard of 82. That's it. Just ask them, be like, about the blizzard of 82. Either they're going to say the what, or a story is about to unfold, and get ready for it, because everybody in St. Louis that was around at that time has a story.
His mom is from Detroit, though.
It's cold in the D.
It is cold in the D.
And his dad is from Arkansas, so there you go.
But like, St. Louis history out the door. Forget it then.
So let's go to the next track. One More Chance, the original one, not the remix, taking the Barges joint.
I never listened to the original. I always listen to the remix.
Yeah, I never. The original was okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I listened to it a couple times, but I was like, I'm gonna just vibe out to the remix.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, and when I heard it back then, I didn't like it. But luckily the remix was out, or the video version. So that's like, so I like that version. But the album version,
when they got Biggie over, right? One More Chance remix is what really catapulted Biggie, right?
I think.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Actually, that's a question. That's a good question. What came out first? It went
Juicy, Big Papa, then One More Chance.
Yeah.
I think.
And then he smoked the Flavor in the remix.
I think Big Papa set him up, because a lot of people, I love it when you call me Big Papa, and like so. That was, and even when people not even knowing that came from another, like that was something he had said on another song. But I feel like that song kicked it up a notch, and then One More Chance, and having that video. All
those cameos.
Yeah,
all the cameos. If One More Chance would have been the original version, that video wouldn't have been. It went that remix was perfect. The cameos in it, with Total walking into that party. Listen, me, Samantha, and Daniels walked in. Hey, like that's how you walk to date. That's how I walk into a party. You got to come in with that line, and so the like I said, all the Faith is in there, Mary J. Blige. Everybody's there.
Aaliyah.
That's, and like for the young people, like for the young people, that's back when you were doing a video, everybody came out.
Yeah,
everybody would be in your video. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if y'all was on the same label, y'all grew up in the same hood. It didn't matter. Like, hey, you shooting a video today? Our nigga come through.
I'm coming.
There. Everybody would be in there. Like, you just random ass can't.
You got me a table, and you got me a model, right? Yeah, I got you. Cool.
Yeah,
I got champagne in my scene, right?
Shit, just even think about like fucking any heartbreak.
Yeah, Liberian girl.
Nigga, Liberian, like the amount of money it would have cost to cast all of those people. Like, ain't no way that they got paid. They just were happy to be there for Liberian.
Yeah, like, Mike having a party.
Nigga, ain't no way. Like I said, with that one, hell, even the Brat, Give It To You. There's a lot of people in that. But everybody just kicking it. Everybody just like to. It's like, it just feels like it really wasn't no beef. Like it was beef, but it wasn't no beef. For real. And then niggas start dying and shit.
Right, then it was.
Yeah. Then it was. I think it's a interview with like one of the hip hop things, and Busta is talking about when Biggie died or whatever, or even one of them when Tupac died or when Biggie died, and he was like, "Niggas is dying, nigga, I got kids," and like that. I mean, real shit. Like the two of them dying, kind of shit got quiet for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It was quiet for a long time.
Then we have next up we have the first time we get to hear the great Little Kim on the song Fuck Me, where she's actually, I don't know if it's true or not, I'm hoping, I don't know, her having extra Shannon Sharp time with Little Kim, Biggie is. And it goes on for 1 minute and 31 seconds. Way longer than I anticipated.
It was, so when I see it, so I'm not I have no idea what's about to happen when the song
Oh
comes.
shit.
Right? So I'm in the car, minding my business. Spotify starts to play the song, right? So I hear her talking. And the thing is, I think I know that I've heard that before. Like I've heard that basically I've heard what she was saying. I've heard that before. And I'm like, did I hear this album at some point? She was talking a lot. It was like she's a female Wesley Pipes. It's like, man,
That's what it was.
you killing the mood.
Yeah.
Like you're searching for shit to say now. Like
I don't need all that.
Let it go. Like stop. No, like nah. Like and no, I'm good. No, thank you. But I mean, as far as the extra talking, but yeah, that's when there's me hearing her voice for the first. I mean, on there.
Then the only guest appearance on the album is Method Man on The What, which you actually get previewed at the end of One More Chance remix video. They start playing that at the end of that video.
I used to be scared of it.
So this is very, very interesting to me that Method Man got on here because Bad Boy was starting to, Bad Boy and Wu-Tang always had like a real contentious relationship. Because Raekwon and Ghostface dissed Biggie on the Purple tape. They said, hey, look at Biggie biting Nas cover. Wait.
But you know, but Meth was the only one. He was on the first album and the second. Him and Red on the second album, ain't they?
Yep.
And they on Pac album. And they on All Eyes on Me.
That's what I'm saying. Like Meth was cool with everybody, man.
Yeah.
Meth was getting around. He was cool with everybody. But it's a dope, just lyrical song. Easy Mo be on the production. Again, next Juicy, which you said you hate, Stacey, so we won't even go to your square. Scott, what about you for Juicy?
I like the Juicy. I like the sample. It brought the M2 to us, you know, because it was like, oh man, that's that shit my mama be playing. But it got a rap on it. You know,
I love Juicy because it's the coming up the idea of Juicy though. That's the dope part of Juicy to me.
Yeah.
It's just the coming up of it and the whole kind of vibe of that with Juicy. Next up, number 11 on the track, Everyday Struggle. Now, I love this song, but I also love the remix version of this too on Born Again with Casey and JoJo singing the hook. So it's and Nas is on there too with him on the remix on Born Again. But this Everyday Struggle is dope too though. So this is actually one where the actual original and the remix to me are super dope. Everyday Struggle is just, you know, even though at the end, you know, old girl had to do 3, you know, I'll see you in 3, you know. But that's what happens in the Everyday Struggle.
The Everyday Struggle.
Stacey, what do you think? What do you think about Everyday Struggle?
I didn't get it. It was fine. Like I said, lyrically, I didn't have issues with anything. Like there was nothing that was like boo, right? Like and even if it was, what was the song? I want to say What Things Have Changed. I don't like his cadence on it, but the lyrics are fine. So like I said, what he is saying is fine. Like it just I understand what's going on. The storytelling aspect of it, everything's fine. I just like I said, some of the beats just were like, but this is me not being a New York beat girl. I am a down south.
That's what I was gonna say. Like with Stacey, if it ain't Jay, I don't think she listening to too much New York.
And Jay just kind of showed up on me one day. Like it was, and it was never meant to be that way. Of like, oh, I don't fuck with New York niggas. It was never that. I didn't like beats. Some shit I just didn't like. And then, but there was something when somebody be from New York, you don't even know it. But New York rap for a long time was very New York rap. And so with the like so with beats, it'd be like, I can't ride to this. But there's that difference of in the South and even on the West Coast, niggas drove. You got to have something that you got to be able to ride to. And beats or songs were created for that. In New York, niggas walking down the street and with a boombox on a thing right there, or they on the train or some shit. So it's like, it's just a difference.
And I can agree with that. Like, New York music feels better.
The music is different, and that
if you're in New York and you listen to New York music, you'll be like, "Oh shit!" Like I feel what Mobb Deep talking about sitting on this subway. Shit, like you feel.
Are you sitting there? Ain't doing shit else.
Yeah,
might as well listen to something. So that's the
New York. You don't appreciate the lo-fi beats.
What about you for Everyday Struggle, Scott?
I like the song. Like I'm with Stacey. Like lyrically, like I listen. Like I said, that was when I first started listening to lyrics. So I was like, okay, I'm listening, and this is where I'm like seeing how he's telling stories, different type of stories. Like you said earlier, the hustler stories, the days like this one was struggling, and like, well, is this not the one when he say that questionable line? Is it?
No, that's Me and My Bitch.
It's Me and My Bitch. Okay, yeah.
Which is next.
Yeah, I knew. And that, like, I know what he was trying to say. I'm not looking at it as like a gay line. It was just like, oh, okay, he really trying to get at this girl.
Yeah. Since we're talking about it, Me and My Bitch is the next song. This is another one. I like the remix version too. That's on the show, which is a live version with him and Combs. Or whatever, which is pretty dope. Where they put the what is it? Between the Sheets? Not Between the Sheets. What is it? No, Computer Love. Computer Love. And they do the same thing over the top of it. But this is a real tragic song right here, though. Like, you go from your lady, you wanted to be with her so bad that you was wanting to suck on her daddy's dick to her being dead.
Yeah.
That's just shit to say.
Yeah, man. I was 12 years old, fucked up listening to that. I was like,
oh shit. But like, I didn't even think of it like on like a super gay. I was like you said, Scott. I was like, dude, he really wanted to get at her. That you
trying to get her for real.
Stacey, what about for you?
So that line is definitely like. So weird. But,
I mean, but that
is some shit to say to somebody. That's a thought. That is a choice. That thought is a choice. Because I've never, it wasn't a bad song, but that line is a little, like, whoa there. Like, and I don't even say pause, but it was like pause.
No, it was just like stop.
Like, stop, nigga. Yell. Hold on, wait a minute.
And then we got next up the classic joint, Big Papa, where they do actually take In Between the Sheets from the Isley Brothers. I mean, yeah,
that was what made it. That's what did it for them.
Yeah.
Coochie sweaters and big niggas in the club got their juice now.
Yep.
And it's a song that everybody liked. And I mean, hell, the movie Hardball, it was played, like that was the song.
Yeah, that was the song that they was like, baby.
Right. Like, so, which also made it hard to listen to the song after that because
after G Baby.
Because of G Baby. R.I.P. G Baby.
And also, that club, that was the first time they had an all-black night at that club that they shot Big Pop at.
What club was that?
It was Nils. Okay. It's called Nils. And it was just a mixed club. It was a high-end club, it was a smaller spot. If you look at that video, it's not that big of a club. Yeah, because it was a thing of like the bouncer, it wasn't even about you having ideas about, do you look like you should be up in here? Like, that's the way that they ran Nils.
And that's how I thought it was gonna be when we became adults going to the club. Like, I don't need no ID. We just gotta look cool.
You watch too many episodes of Family Matters.
Right. Like that. Definitely thought that that's how you got into the club.
But that's really how it is at Nels. It was at Nels. And it was the mixed spot, mostly white. But that was the first time they had an all-black event. And I think they ended up doing like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Of course, they didn't let them get like a...
you ain't getting no Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
Niggas get Wing Wednesday. That's it.
Yeah, and they had to beg to get it too, even to get that. So yeah, shout out to that was a good dub. And then next up, Respect. I love Respect, man. It gives you back your Caribbean vibes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid track. There's nothing crazy about it. I don't like Friend of Mine though, y'all. I don't like this one. That's one of the ones I do not like. That I like definitely like will skip.
Yeah. Because when this one came out in 94, so he had 3 years till the next album came out.
Yeah.
Life After Death didn't come out.
Well, I mean, I guess, do you consider Junior Mafia stuff him doing something too? I'm just saying like he was active.
He was active, yeah. But he wasn't on every song though, was he?
No, he's on 3 songs on Junior Mafia.
And then Look Him project, he was
he wrote on that. He wrote on that. Yeah.
The hardcore.
Yeah. And he was ghostwriting for a lot of other people too. But next, my favorite song on the album, Unbelievable, produced by DJ Premier. Song also ended one rapper's career as well. I don't know if you guys figured out who that rapper is. That rapper literally career was over for like 20 years, 20, 25 years.
Who?
Kwame.
Oh, the polka dots.
He literally ended. Kwame talks about it all the time. He's like, my career. He said, I literally saw my album sales plummet as soon as that album, like as soon as people was playing that.
And didn't Kwame wind up working with Diddy as a producer?
I don't know. I think Kwame wasn't fucking with the whole Bad Boy situation for a while, for life.
I thought he was on one of the Making the Bands.
Hold on. I don't think so.
Because now you got me Googling.
I'm tripping. I don't know. Maybe it was another show back in like the early 2000s. I saw him. I was like, oh shit, that's Kwame.
Well, so no, you mentioned and talking about his album sales declined, and I'm like, he had an album at that time. In 94.
Incognito.
Yeah.
The name of the album is called Incognito.
And it looks like it stayed incognito.
Yeah, he was just relevant when he was polka dot. When he was the polka
right,
dot.
but he said take those polka dots back to the factory.
Was he still rocking polka dots in 94?
But cats associated with it was not just that. It was he said he did like 2 or 3 lines. He's like, you lame like Kwame in the polka dots.
But Kwame, was he?
Kwame didn't hurt nobody, man. That was straight for no reason.
But I'm just trying to say, but like when that came out, but was Kwame? I mean, Kwame was Kwame, but he wasn't like as big though, was he? Like he was.
No, I mean, that's what my point was. It's like, is it Biggie fault that your album didn't sell, or is it because when nobody listening to Kwame in 94? So that's the question.
He kind of faded away with Kid and Play, but Kid and Play just still had movies to fall back on.
True.
So the exact line, because I want to get the line right. You see, I smoke a lot. Your life is played out like Kwame and them fucking polka dots. God damn.
Kick a man while he down.
So his Kwame's 4th album, Incognito, failed to chart. So it did, like I said, it stayed incognito. But like I said, well, my point was like that album. So was the album already out and then it didn't chart? But after,
I'm assuming it was because Biggie's came out late in 94.
Kwame's was early 94.
And it said on Kwame's things.
I can't even get a date of when this thing dropped because it just says Incognito 94. It don't even tell me what date.
What was his album before that? Only You and all that. That's like 91.
The album before that was called Nasty. And that came out in 92.
92.
Yeah. So The Day in the Life, a Polka Dot Adventure. Oh, I'm sorry, Polkadelic Adventure. That was
Yeah, see, he was still back when New York was fun, dancing, colorful. We gonna wear big clothes.
July 26, 1994 is when Incognito came out.
Ah, and then Biggie was like, what, a month later, 2 months later?
October,
okay.
No, September 13th. That's why we're doing
Yeah.
So 2 months later.
2 months.
Yeah, so
you gotta also remember, people had already put out the white labels of Unbelievable had been out for a while. So we can't just go off when the album dropped, because Premier was pushing that shit out before. People had heard Unbelievable before the album came out.
Yeah.
I know Kwame on his Unsung says that was part of the reason with it, you know.
Hey, look, who am I to say that that's not what happened? Like, just
but he goes for no reason. Like he sent shots in it for no reason.
It's perception versus reality. I can sit here all day and be like, "Nigga, wasn't nobody listening to you." He knows what happened. He knows what his album sales were supposed to do, or what marketing was supposed to do, and what did and didn't happen. So who am I to say that that's not that's your truth? I don't know what happened.
Last on the original album, not the bonus songs, and we can talk about those in a second. Suicidal Thoughts, which is crazy to end the album with, that you just said, fuck it, I don't even care if I live no more. Like, it's over.
That's kind of like it's set up perfect with the album title, Ready to Die. So you got something suicidal.
It's that roller coaster. It was literally birth. And then he I don't remember what song it was, where he mentions that it might have been the damn intro, where he talks about being born with the umbilical cord around his neck and basically saw death then, but ended up like surviving. So the whole album is about survival, or essentially you were born with a mark on you. Like
get killed.
With a target on your back. Thank you. Like with a target on your back. You were born with a target on your back.
Yeah.
Suicide. But I mean, man, that's some deep shit to be like, yo, I'm ready. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, it's just.
I mean, Tupac was suicidal first.
Was he suicidal or just thought he was gonna die? That's two different things. I don't think Pac was suicidal. He just thought he was
lost it. I'm weary. I'm suicidal, so don't stand near me. My every move is a calculated step to bring me closer to embracing it.
Good point. Great point. Look at you.
So, like, don't question me on shed so many tears. Okay, please understand.
But that's Evie Mo B who produced that. Who you said it didn't produce well on his album.
I said I didn't like the beats that he did.
Didn't like the beats.
For Biggie.
The beats Biggie picked.
Right, like I don't like the beats Biggie picked. That's it. Like, so again, not to say that you can't produce for somebody else. I don't like the beats that Biggie picked. Some people can't pick beats. Something failed. I don't know what it was.
Overall, do you still look at it as the classic Scott?
Yeah, I give it a 4, Mike. I give it a 4 mic album.
Yeah, I still think it's 4.5 mics, man.
That was kind of like my reinvention to New York, because I was on West Coast for so long, from the like 91 to 94, and I was like, okay, let me see what New York talking about.
Yep, and Tribe would give me every now and then.
Tribe,
yeah, and De La too. I would jump over there with De La too.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a big Dice Effects fan.
Everybody was. No, people don't front. People try to front.
Stickity bum.
Yeah, they didn't rap like New Yorkers. They rap like they was like.
I didn't tell my Afro. Forgive me.
But I think they were from Virginia though.
Oh, okay.
Virginia or Jersey.
They probably were. Virginia niggas are weird.
Yeah,
I think they might be from Jersey though, actually. But I know they went to Virginia State. I know that.
Okay.
Because I got
throwback out.
That was my first hip hop concert.
They are from Virginia. That's what. It says the origin is Petersburg, Virginia. Yeah.
That was my first hip hop concert.
Okay, one of them is from Brooklyn, the other one's from Teaneck, but they met as a duo in college in Virginia. So one is from Teaneck, Jersey, the other one's from Brooklyn. So I still think it's a classic. I still think it's definitely worthy. Stacey, I'm glad you finally got the.
It's a solid debut album.
Yeah, especially at that time, man. You got to think, to me, that 94 West Coast was killing it. So like that, Illmatic, and Wu-Tang's 36 Chambers and Black Moon's End of the Stage. Those kind of like,
and those. That's why I say that was the reinvention in New York, because the whole sound had got hard. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't that fun stuff no more. Fun.
Yeah, and it was that Fushnicken style. Like people was like, that's cool. We don't necessarily want that. And that was just kind of, and then even Jay-Z was rapping like that. I mean,
then Hawaii Sophie thing.
Yeah, and then even what Can I Get With It and all that stuff he did. Check out the J, check out the A, check out the Y, Z. That's like, that was his flow was like that originally, that double time flow. Well, was we wrap it on up, Stacey? Where can people hit you up at?
Sorry, I'm dying. I'm falling apart. You can find me on the internet on Stacey Adams on pretty much every platform that's out there. Excuse me. Or you can find me registering people to vote. You need to get out there and vote. I can register people in Dallas County and in Collin County. For people that don't live here, that means that I can do Dallas and I can do Plano. That's what that means. So that's it. And so look, I don't care who. I do care who you vote for, but just get out there.
I thought you was going to say, man, I don't care who wins this damn election.
Look, I do care who you vote for, but I am nonpartisan. And the only thing that I will tell everyone is, the only thing that I'm adamant about is not loving these hoes. I don't care what else you do. But as far as definitely just get out there and vote. Check your registration. Tell a friend. Get out there and vote. And it's not, if you don't care about the president election, fine, feel a certain way, whatever. But understand that you don't like driving through Northwoods. You don't like driving through St. Anne because you don't want to get them tickets. You ain't trying to go to court. Your votes are who put them people. So that's, if you don't care about who the president is, because that's too high up, but you do care about them tickets.
Hey, vote local.
Vote local, do something. And then, as my shirt says, block his number and let Lil Ugly have him. That's it.
Scott, where can people hit you up at?
Man, hit me up everywhere at Cool Ass Scott, especially in the group. I'm trying to keep it active, turn it into a network, like a CNN news network, 24 hours.
No. Hey, no, for real. I think it has become that. I don't even think there's no. I think it literally has.
So you getting stuff all day? We never on all shifts.
All shifts, pretty much, because I'm up all the time.
Stacey got the night shift. Me and Earl got everything else.
Because it's that question of when do we sleep? Nobody knows. Usually when I'll be sitting there and I'll see Scott posting and I'll be like, he just got up, but I'm still awake. I haven't gone to bed yet.
That means it's time for him to
leave. When I see Scott start posting, I'll be like, oh, I'm going ahead and take this. Go and knock out these 3 hours real quick.
Let me hand this out.
Because Scott, you usually post like around 4.
Mm-hmm. That's how I get up about 4:30.
And 4:30 is when I go to bed. On any given night, always. So I'll start up posting code.
I got the keys.
Right. Lock up. Let's go. I put some coffee on, some water in there.
Thank y'all for listening as always, and we'll be back. Peace.
All right.